Good evening and thanks for joining us on the business segment of the news. I am Adegboyega Labiron. The Central Bank of Nigeria, in a new policy, has added all forms of textile materials to the list of items that are not eligible for foreign exchange from the official windows. IATV Business News in this report saw the reactions of some dealers in local and foreign fabrics on what the Central Bank of Nigeria could do to help their commercial endeavors in view of this new foreign exchange regime. Who deal in the purchase and sales of fabrics have reacted to the new foreign exchange policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, which added all forms of textile materials to the list of items that are not eligible for foreign exchange from the official windows with immediate effect. Some traders, in a chat with IATV News, volunteered their reactions to the new foreign exchange policy.
The advice for me say make we go for central bank and make the central bank reduce the amount of the dollar, make dollar come well, come down. If dollar come down, every market will come down.
And it's not fair enough, because what we are selling here is we are purchasing in China, and what we are selling, we are buying dollar to buy the market, and for us to be going to China to go and purchase the dollar is not fair enough. So we want them to help us.
An economic expert maintained it was a policy to encourage manufacturers to produce locally in a bid to reduce importation.
How far have they gone with those 42 items? How far? Because assuming they now tell us that because of that action, those particular items in that 42 list prior to now, that their production has gone up, their prices are now cheaper, and people are getting better quality, then we'll not say why not try it with textile also. But from all indications from the markets around us, which we don't need anybody to tell us, prices have not come down. The qualities that are coming in have in no way improved. To worsen it all, even the so-called not valid for FX has not reduced importation. People still import.
He, however, cautioned on environmental challenges confronting local manufacturers, which include erratic power supply and sourcing for funds at double-digit rates. The banking sector has been described by many as pivotal to the economy of our nation, consequent upon which liquidity in other sectors is dependent on a healthy banking sector. IATV Business News spoke with some analysts who situated the health status of the banking sector in consideration of some economic variables.
Merger that has taken place, I want to believe that they are still okay. The present situation now, the federal government will not allow any bank to go into distress. So they are ready to cushion whatever effect they have. The number of banks we have is not commensurate with the population of the country. You still go to any ATM. You want to withdraw now, you see a lot of people lying up there. I think banks should gear up to open more branches, increase the number of ATM points.
In the same vein, our lecturer shared his views about the viability of Nigerian banks.
What I think government has to do is just to employ professionals to banking industry.
The only thing I can just suggest to the government of Nigeria is that they should try as much as possible to make sure that their policy really make an impact in the banking industry.
They, however, called for the employment of professionals who expectedly will impact positively on the practice of banking in Nigeria. And now to the telecommunication sector. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics said Nigerian active mobile subscribers increased to 172.3 million in the fourth quarter of 2018 from 162.032 and 162.5 million recorded in the second and third quarter of 2018 respectively. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics disclosed this in its telecommunication data third and fourth quarter of 2018. According to the report, the active voice subscriber base increased by 6.66% in the quarters under review. It was a total of 106.42 and 102.065 were active on internet in the third and the third quarter of 2018. 103.5 million in the second quarter of 2018. This, according to the Bureau, represents 8.26% growth in internet subscriber base in the period. The report said Lagos had the highest number of subscribers in terms of active voice per state in the fourth quarter of 2018, followed by Ogun and Kano State, while Ebonyi had the least subscribers. Similarly, Lagos State has the highest number of subscribers in terms of active internet per state in the fourth quarter of 2018, followed by Ogun and Kano States. Bayelsa and Ebonyi have the least number of subscribers in the period under review. And now to the aviation sector. Boeing investors lost $26.6 billion in the first two trading days this week following the deadly crash of one of its popular 737 MAX 8 jets in Ethiopia. Boeing shares slid 11% from $422.54 on Friday to $375.41 at Tuesday's close before turning positive Wednesday morning. The share slide cut its market value from $238.7 billion to $212.1 billion over Monday and Tuesday as international aviation regulators and airlines moved to ground 737 MAX jets from China to Mexico. Its shares were up by less than 1% on Wednesday. Sunday's crash of a passenger jet en route from Addis Ababa to Nairobi killed all 157 people on board. The disaster came 5 months after a Lion Air 737 MAX 8 crashed in Indonesia, killing all 189 people aboard. The cause of the Ethiopian Airlines plane is under investigation. The U.S. is increasingly alone in defending the American-made jets since the Federal Aviation Administration deemed the 737 MAX to be airworthy earlier this week. The aircraft hasn't been grounded in the United States. And now to the stock market report. Stockbrokers acting on the instructions of investors traded in a total of 210 million ordinary shares valued at 3.3 billion naira. When the closing bell rang, First Bank of Nigeria Holdings led the activity chart with 39.96 million ordinary shares valued at 327 million naira. Zenith Bank PLC came second on the activity chart with 39.6 million ordinary shares valued at 878 million naira. Mobil topped the gainers chart with 1 naira to close trading at 166 naira. Union Bank PLC came second with a 15 kobo gain to close at 7 naira. However, African Prudentials PLC led a pack of losers with a drop of 25 kobo to close at 3 naira 80 kobo. Ikeja Hotels PLC dropped 23 kobo to close dealings at 2 naira 7 kobo. All share index closed today's trading at 31,142.7 points, a 0.22% decline when compared with Thursday, March 14 dealings, all in a total of 3,022 transactions, while market capitalization came to a close at 11.6 trillion naira. And with that, we come to the end of the business segment of the news. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Adegboyega Labiron, handing you over back to Morenikeji Oladuti for the next segment of the news. Good evening.